everybody, so today I'm going to speak about something that can be a bit awkward. It's not particularly awkward for me to speak about it, but I do know some girls can be a little bit shy about this. So if there's any guys watching, I don't think this video is for you. You might be a bit weirded out, but maybe you have a few questions you want to ask your girlfriend and you're just shy, so then this can maybe help you. Probably not, but it can. So today I'm going to speak about a period cup, the benefits about a period cup, where you can find one, and just stuff like that. So if that's something you are interested in, maybe you're thinking of getting a period cup, this video will hopefully help you in deciding which period cup and where to find it, and just some things you didn't consider. I know this can be a bit of an awkward topic, so I decided to do it on my bed in my pajamas so that everybody can be to the utmost level of comfortability. Is that a word? I don't know. But I also got myself some water beforehand. Get yourself some water, drink something. It's healthy to drink something. But let's get started. So firstly, I want to tell you about some of the pros that's not related to actually using the period cup. Just a lot of people see a period cup and they see how much it costs and they're like, I cannot spend that amount of money on something like this. But I don't think you realize how much money it saves you. So I just went and did some calculations to see how much it costs over your lifespan. So I saw some numbers where they said in a lifespan you use 12,000 tampons in your lifespan versus 4 cups, because on a lot of the packaging they say your cup lasts for 5 years. I don't know what happens after the 5 years, but they say use it for 5 years. So you only need 4 cups in your lifetime, so that's 20-ish years, because you don't have your period when you start living and it doesn't carry on for forever. When you go through menopause, it mostly stops. So that means for 12,000 tampons, I calculated, cost you over 22,000 rand in your lifespan. And I don't know which is more expensive, tampons or pads. I think pads is more expensive. So if you use pads, you are over to 22,000. That's a lot of money. Just think what you could have done with 22,000 rand. So if you then use a cup, it depends on which cup you buy, how much your cup costs. So I did three examples. So the one cup is one of the cups I'm going to show you. Well, both of my cups cost more or less the same. Cost 250 rand. So if you use 4 cups for 250 rand, it would cost you 800 rand in the end of your life. Just let that sink in. Yeah. And then if you have one of the really expensive ones that's like 1,200 rand, it can cost like 4,800 rand. 4,800 rand comparing to 22,000 rand. I mean, it's 4.5 times more. I don't know if you realize how much more that is. Like normally if something is like double the price, I wouldn't buy the one, I would buy the cheaper one. This is 4 times more, 4.5 times more. I mean, why are we using tampons? Then the waste aspect of this whole thing. I mean, if you take 12,000 tampons versus 4 cups, it's like you won't even fit 12,000 tampons in a dustbin. You will need 500 dustbins, where 4 cups can fit easily in your purse. Okay, so where to buy a menstrual cup if you're in South Africa? You hear of a lot of well-known brands, and if you're in South Africa, buying those brands can be difficult. 1, because of the cost, and 2, because of the availability. What I initially did, I just searched the well-known brands, and then it would pop up on sites you can buy it in South Africa, but then it would be very expensive, like up until 1,700 rand. I didn't see the point in buying one for 1,700 rand if I can buy one for 200 rand. So I didn't like that route, so I looked into it a bit more, and I then found one at one of my local stores and bought that one. And then I will tell you about it now, but I did not like how it worked at all, so I went and I looked a bit further for other ones, and I found one on a site I really liked, but they were out of stock, so I had to go look for it again. So I did a bit of looking around, and the places I would recommend you buying it is Faithful to Nature has a really nice one. They have one of their own, and then they have a LUNETTE and Luna, don't exactly know, but that one was the one on Faithful to Nature that wasn't their own, was sold out when I wanted to buy it, so I couldn't buy it. And the one of Faithful to Nature itself was very similar to the one I had, and it didn't work for me, so I didn't see the aim in buying another one that's more or less the same. I'm not saying that it's a bad period cup, like a lot of the reviews were very good, like most of them were good, but just with my experience of my previous cup, that cup wasn't going to work for me, so I didn't end up buying there. So I found this other brand. I don't know how to pronounce their name, but I think it's supposed to be Plastics. They spell it differently. They spell it F-C-U-K and not F-U-C-K, so don't know how you're supposed to say it, but I ended up buying from them because they were very cost effective, and I actually ended up getting two for the same price as I would have gotten one from Faithful to Nature, which I didn't know. I got here now, I was like, there's two here, so that was quite cool. So I would really recommend them. Faithful to Nature I will also really recommend. I love them. I buy so much things from them. It's such a big mistake me finding out about them, but I absolutely love them. So next is sizing. Each brand explained the sizing different. Like sometimes I would say if you had children and you're below this age or above this age, this is how you choose your size. Or they would say if you have a heavy bleed or a light bleed, choose this size. But your cervix also plays a role in your size of your cup. Your cervix moves while you are on your period. So if you have a low cervix on your period, you would take a smaller cup, and if you have a high cervix, you would take a bigger cup. Obviously, if you have a heavy bleed, you can look into having a bigger cup. But if you have a low hanging cervix, your cervix will press onto your cup, and that can be very sore and cause cramps. But so if you choose your cup according to your cervix rather than your heaviness of your bleed, it would be much more comfortable. If you have a heavier bleed and you have a low hanging cervix, you just empty your cup more often than other people would. Like I can go a whole day without emptying my cup, not a whole day, like 12 hours without emptying my cup. Even on my first and second day, which is my heaviest bleed, I can still only empty it once a day. So I would normally, what I would do, I would wake up, I would empty my cup, and then go through the day. Then at the end of the day when I shower or whatever, I empty it again, and then I wash it and put it back in, and then I go until the next day's morning and I repeat the cycle. So that would just differ from person to person, your heaviness of bleed and where your cervix would hang. So if you have a low hanging cervix, I would rather recommend you get in a small cup and then just emptying it out more often. Okay, so I quickly touched on it now, the amount of times you should empty your cup. Most cups recommend keeping it in for only 12 hours. So I wouldn't recommend you keeping it in for longer than 12 hours, but you obviously can empty it out more often than every 12 hours. I'm fine with emptying it out every 12 hours. So it's very convenient, like even throughout your day. Like a lot of people worry about, but what if I have to change it out if I'm in a public bathroom? I don't struggle with that because I don't have to empty it out in a public bathroom, because I don't have to empty it out that often. So I can do it the morning, and then I can leave and go about my day, go to the bathroom as normal, and then in the evening I can just empty it out again. The only times I really have to empty it out in my 12 hours, like before 12 hours is over, is if I have to take I don't know how to properly say that, if I have to empty my bowels because that pushing motion also pushes up the cup, and then your cup can fall into the toilet, and we don't want that. That's not sanitary. So that's the only time. Otherwise I have to empty my cup throughout the day. Then when emptying cup, it is very important for you to clean it every single time very properly. I try to live a chemical free life, so I don't like all the cup cleaners you get. So I just use baking powder or bicarbonate of soda, sorry, to clean it. And it works really well. Like I haven't got any problems with it. And then at the beginning and the end of every cycle, I also clean it with my On Guard hand wash that I get from doTERRA. I don't know if it's that good to do it, but that's why I do it on the end of my cycle, so that that stuff doesn't go into me. And then in the beginning of my cycle, I clean it properly again with the bicarbonate of soda to wash off anything that shouldn't be there. And also wash your hands, especially in the time we are in now with this whole corona thing. Please wash your hands. Okay, so now I can show you my cups. I have two brands. This is my first cup I bought. You can see, okay, funny story, when I bought this thing and took it out of the packet, I'm like, is this my cup? Should this thing go into me? And then I opened it and there's the cup. So that was a bit of a heart attack moment, but yeah. So this is you usually get some kind of container or pouch or thing you can put your cup into. This is really nice to wash it in. So like when I'm in the shower, I would put boiling water in here with my bicarbonate of soda and just put the cup in and let it sit for a while. And then when I'm done showering, I can rinse it and put it back in. Okay, so there's my cup. I don't know if you can see it. Okay, so that's my first cup I bought. I've used this for 3 cycles so far, and I cannot say that I love this cup. I cannot, sorry. But the only reason is because it does this, wait. It folds up like this, and then what ends up happening is the thing folds up inside of me, and that is not what you want, and then it ends up leaking, and we don't want leakage. It usually doesn't leak except if it folds up. Like
the one time it folded up, I just want to show you because it was quite frustrating to me. I can't get it to fold up like it is now, but
it folded in like something like that, and then obviously it leaked. And because it can do this, I struggle so much to get this thing in. Like I have to fold it like this, hold my finger there, and then press it in. That's not how you want to press in a cup, because then my finger like scrapes my skin and it's sore and it's already sensitive, and then you do that and it's just so much worse. So it's not a pleasant I haven't had too much of an pleasant experience with this, except the last cycle. Like I've got the hang of it, so it worked actually really nice, and I enjoyed it much more than the previous times. But the first 2 times it wasn't a pleasant experience, but I sort of wrote it off as user error / this isn't the best cup. Another thing I've noticed people saying is if it's too soft of a cup, you struggle to get it in, and it doesn't open as easy inside of you. Like it's supposed to just do that, but because it's inside you, there's stuff in the way, and it just doesn't do that quickly and that effectively. So sometimes I know it's a bit TMI, but I have to feel around to make sure that the thing is actually open so that it doesn't leak. Another thing, a lot of videos will tell you this tippy thing, focus. Okay, this tippy thing needs to be cut off. Please cut it off. None of them told me why I should cut it off. Why you should cut this thing off is because it's constantly creating friction against your skin, and it's not a very soft thing. Like it's a bit hard. So with that friction, it can bruise you down there or cause inflammation. I think the second time I used this thing, the first time I didn't cut it off because it wasn't just sticking out, but the second time I don't know why, but it stuck out a bit. So I had to cut it, but I only realized it way too late. So it caused inflammation down there, which wasn't fun. It was burned a lot. So I would really recommend you please just cut this thing off. Just for a bonus, if it happens to you, what I did was I threw in a little bit of water in the tub just to cover my bottom area, and then I threw in lavender and melaleuca and bicarbonate of soda, and I just sat in that for like 10 minutes every day for like 3 days, and then it was completely fine again. But that wasn't a pleasant experience. I would really recommend you cutting this thing off. So this is my first cup I had. Wasn't that good of a cup, so I wouldn't recommend any cup that can fold up like this. It's very convenient for putting it in your purse and whatever, but I wouldn't recommend it. My second cups, I was so excited when I got this and I saw there was 2 inside. I did not expect it. So like I said, I got 2. I haven't used these because it came in the mail like 2 days after. I was so upset because I really wanted to test them out, but this is how they look. This thing is so much softer than the other one, and it's round. That's why I didn't want the one of Faithful to Nature, because this part wasn't round, it was flat like this one. You can see it's a flat, big flat thing. So yeah, it wasn't, I didn't want one like that again because I was scared it's gonna hurt me, so I just bought one with the smallest one possible. The plastic itself is also firmer, so it will open up easier, and then I can do it with a smaller fold so that the entry point is smaller when it goes into me, and then with that one I couldn't do this because I was stressed that it wouldn't open inside of me, but with this one it will definitely open because it's firmer. It doesn't have those screws that would like hold the fold. It will have to open inside of me. So I will give you an update in some other video how I experienced this cup. These cups I bought from the plastics. If you're interested, I will link down below some videos that can explain to you how to determine your size of cup, because I'm not that experienced with it, so I don't want to give you guidelines and then I'm actually wrong. So I would rather just link down below some videos. You can go check on that. It's quite informative and very interesting actually. Okay, then I just want to address some things people told me they're stressed about a period cup. So one of them was, my one friend said she's scared if the thing gets lost inside of her. It cannot get lost inside of you. There's only a limited amount of space inside you it can go to, and your fingers can reach all those spaces. Then another thing a lot of people are stressed about is that it's uncomfortable. You don't feel it at all, and if you feel it, it's probably that you have the wrong size, it moved into a wrong position, or you didn't insert it right. I haven't felt my cup ever inside of me, but when it's inside you, you cannot feel it. I haven't felt it at all. Sometimes I would forget I'm actually on my period. The last thing I want to speak about is spillage and how to take it out, because a lot of people are scared that when they take it out it would spill everywhere and just make a mess. I haven't really spilled once. I've spilled once I did spill, but it was my first time taking it out, so I didn't know how to take it out. It was my first time just trying to take it out, so it's normal to, I think, not get it right the first time. And I spilled inside the toilet, because how I take my cup is I sit on the toilet and then I pull it out. I don't stand and take it out. You can do it in the shower, I would think, and then just wash everything away, but I just do it in the toilet and then I just empty it in the toilet. So how you should take it out is you take your cup by the bottom. You don't pull it by the string. That's not what the string is there for. It's just to get a grip on it, and then you just press it a little bit and then you put it down. Don't just put it down, because this thing is sucking. It can hurt a little bit. I actually realized that I didn't explain how to insert this thing. So you fold it like that, and then you press it in. I've also seen people doing it like this. So what you do is you do that, and then you press it in. I haven't tried that way before because with my previous cup I couldn't, so I'm excited to try that one just for the smaller entry point, and I think it would go easier. But I'll try it, let you know what I think about it, did it work or not. But that's all I have to say about period cups. I hope I convinced you that it's such a good idea for a period cup. If you don't feel comfortable wearing a period cup, that's 100% fine. I understand there's a lot of blood that you can actually see, so it is a bit gross. It took me a while getting used to it, but I'm used to it now. But I do understand if you're not comfortable using it. If you want to have a more sustainable option than your normal pads and tampons, there's a lot of options available. You have material pads you can wash. You have cotton, I think, tampons, I'm not sure if you get cotton pads, that you can also throw away, but they're biodegradable. And you also get like pad panties underwear, which works like a pad. It's your whole panty, so you just take the whole panty out and wash it. So if sustainability is something you want to practice, the cup is an amazing way to do that. If you have any other questions or any other things about the cup I didn't speak about and you want me to make a video about it, please leave it in the comments down below, and I would love to answer your questions. I was thinking of starting a girl talk on this channel, just like a theme going through the channel, and speaking about girl things, because I think we have a lot of habits and needs and stuff that can be difficult if you want to live a sustainable life and a healthy, toxic free life. It can be difficult to find all the alternatives for it. So I was thinking of starting a girl talk, that I can just stuff that's relevant to girls specific, just give you a few of my insights and experiences I had with products. So leave a comment down below if that is something that you are interested in. Just something I want to mention before we go is my Cleric Harm, focus on it. Essential oils. This is something I use every period with my period cramps. It really helps lessening the cramps. It doesn't always take it completely away, but it does help. It also aids in mood swings, but you have to use it very frequently for that to work, and I do not use it very frequently. I just use it on my period. But I'm thinking of posting a video on a woman's cycle throughout the whole month and what essential oils can help you in what stage of the month. So I'll probably do that at the end of next month, because I want to start just after I end this cycle. I'm going to start with that. So it would be different essential oils you use in different stages to help you when you are on your period, to lessen the pain and to lessen the mood swings. Because I don't really get mood swings, but I'm very, very emotional. I'm a very emotional person always, but I'm very emotional on my period. I can cry about a pair of jeans, you know. So just tell me in the comments down below if that is something you would be interested in. And if you are interested in the essential oils I tell you about on my channel, I did link my Instagram down below where you can contact me in relation to my essential oil. If you want more information, just go to my Instagram, DM me, and we can chat a bit about it. I did mention it in a few of my other videos, but I always forget to actually say it, so I have to write it somewhere, and people don't always see that. So I just wanted to let you know that if you are interested in some essential oils, please contact me on my Instagram. It's the Oil Market Instagram down below. So that's all for today. I'm sorry about the very long video, but I had a lot to say, and I struggle always to find the shortest way to say things, so I take a little bit of a corner. But if you have any questions, please remember to comment down below. I would love to answer your questions, and maybe if there's a lot of questions, I can make a whole new video about it. I hope it helped you, this video, because that's why I do this, is I want to help people struggle less in areas I struggled a bit in. I'm also planning on making a kombucha video and just telling you about all the benefits and how it helps your digestive system, and in turn it can help you with stomach cramps. So if that's also something you're interested in, I'm thinking of making that very soon. So keep an eye out for that. But on that note, I hope to see you next time, and have a nice day. Bye.